All right, let's get into this video, and I really do want to hear some comments about this. This is a discussion I've had with other people. This kind of brings a little light to it, so let's just watch it.
You say the church is supposed to direct the government.
Yes, I do
the
believe
government
that.
is.
I do believe that. I don't believe
I'm
that.
tired of this separation of church and state junk.
Let's go there. So that is not in the Constitution, as so many people think. This separation of church and state.
No.
This was Jefferson. No, this is in the Federalist. This is in letters that Jefferson had written. This is not in the Constitution, and I'm not talking about
Congress shall make
first,
no law.
No, I'm not talking about the First Amendment. It does not say separation of church and state there.
No.
America is not a Christian nation. It is a nation where you are free to be a Christian or any of those other faiths or no faith at all.
I do like that.
And I recognize that the phrase separation of church and state isn't in the Constitution, but the Establishment Clause and the Free Exercise Clause in our First Amendment clearly create a separation between church and state. And many of our founders were deists, which I think a lot of the far right, the religious right in this country would probably call them not real Christians, given their beliefs. And yes, they blended Enlightenment thinking with a Christian background into something that I think a lot of far right Christian leaders would not recognize in this day and age. So I think it's just important that we remember our true history and we try to honor that promise of America, of a melting pot, of e pluribus unum, out of many one. It's a promise we obviously haven't ever fulfilled, but it is one that we're still trying to fulfill.
Okay. You say the church.
All right, so I've had this discussion with family members and just people in general. And now it's been a big deal. Before it really wasn't. Now it has been a big deal. And my whole point is that even though that the Constitution does not say that separation, but it also does not say that it's supposed to be ran by religion. This is a very weird concept that it doesn't even make any sense. As everybody knows, you don't mix religion and politics. And I know that's just a phrase, but there's a reason for it. It's very divisive. First of all, what makes you think that your religion is the religion? I'm Christian, but I understand that my beliefs, the same way I feel about my religion, every other religion, the people there feel the same way. They feel like this is their religion. Oh, maybe people in the religions occasionally have little thoughts of maybe this is not the right religion, whatever. But generally speaking, everybody feels that their religion is the right one. If we are ran by religion, what would make us any different from all the countries that we talk about that we are against because they are running their country by their religion? That's the way I kind of put it into place in my head. And again, I'm not a debater. I don't debate about politics. I'll bring up some points because whatever I feel like, but don't get me wrong. If I have a debate with someone, I might, this is not my world. But this kind of, I don't know what you call this type of belief of kind of like word soup, it's irritating to me. And it sounds just like politics, like not even politics, politicians that are a little ignorant. That's the way I look at it. I've also brought up the whole point, like we are supposed to be a melting pot. How are we supposed to be a melting pot if we are only thinking about one religion, or for that matter, one race sometimes, right? It doesn't fit with the founding fathers. So it's almost insulting to bring the founding fathers, even though they might be flawed and all that stuff. Overall, their vision for this country was a good one. It was a great vision. The melting pot, all these things make a country, I think, makes us stronger, makes us where we at right now. The belief of separation by religion, I think it makes us a weaker country. That's just, all this is all my opinion, guys. So don't get upset. If anything, write it down. Let me know. School me. Give me some pointers of where I'm wrong. Because I've had this discussion, again, with even family members, and I don't even do it no more because I tell them, so honestly, we say that we are a Christian nation because the founding fathers, many of them were Christian, but as you heard, not even all the founding fathers, or many of them were not even Christian. Yes, there was Christian influence, but not even all of them were Christian. So what makes us believe that the government needs to be ran by religion? That is literally what all these other countries that we're complaining about, that's what they ran by. So by your own definition, you're just as bad as them. You just happen to be that religion here. That's the only difference. So they look at us like we're crazy. We look at them like they're crazy if we ran by our religion. I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong. I might be missing a couple points, I'll be honest. But yeah, it doesn't even make any sense when you kind of put it in layman's terms.